I won't hold you down. You guys should know who we are by now. We don't need an intro. This is video like 3 of this series. Fashioning your game after NHL goalies.
Yeah.
And kids watching on the ice and wanting to play like Vasilevsky or wanting to play like Carter Hart or Spencer Knight. And whether we agree or disagree with this.
Yeah, so I think we disagree on parts of this. For me, I'm a big believer in playing, not trying to play like, I don't know how I want to word this, not trying to play like goalies that you are not. For the most part, I can assure everyone watching that you do not have the skill level that Vasilevsky has. Or for shorter goalies, it's always like, oh, I'm playing like UC Saros. UC Saros is such a good skater that, you know, you're not going to play like him. And so what I encourage goalies to do is to watch your favorite guys and see what they're doing and like what works and what doesn't work, and then playing around to see what aspects of their game you can add to your own. So you are yourself, so you're the pyramid. So let's just say you're a pyramid, you have your foundation, that's your anatomy, your skill level, and then you take other things and you add on top of the pyramid. But if you try to make your foundation the same as Vasilevsky's, well, 1, you're going to get frustrated because you're not him. And 2, you're never going to look at what do I need to improve. It's always how can I be like someone else. And that, I'm a big believer that, and I say that to all my goalies, I just say or people ask, I don't care what other goalies do. I care about your strengths and your weaknesses and how can I address them. My thoughts though is like, because everyone's like, oh, I model my game after Vasilevsky, and I always say like at DMs, why?
Yeah,
like, well, because it's the best.
He's the best. Yeah.
Well, are you 6'4"? Are you as flexible? Are you as good of a skater?
Yeah.
Well, no. So
are you Russian?
Yeah. so watch him and be like, hey, like I like the way Vasilevsky manages his depth or something like that. Perfect. Try it. Maybe it works for you. Maybe you're 5'5" and you can't play like that. But don't try to play like someone you're not. And it's hard because like you get into something, you get into like survivorship bias and those kind of things where it's like, well, if they're the best in the world, so why shouldn't I do it? Because you're not them. You're not them, yeah. and that's okay that you're not them. You are you. Like, as much as I wanted to play like Carey Price growing up, probably gonna play like Roberto Luongo.
Well, there's 2 questions you can ask. Okay, number 1, who do you want to play like?
Yeah.
And they're gonna say Vasilevsky, Spencer Knight, Jacob Markstrom, right? And then it's who is your favorite goalie, or who do you think you can play like?
Yeah.
Those should be 2 different answers.
And they're never the
same.
They're never the truth though. It's like, well, I think I play like that. Well, no, you're more of a Robin Leonard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you nailed it. Like, you wanted to be like Carey Price.
100%.
And we tailored your game after kind of Roberto Luongo.
Yes.
And that's the way it should be. And I come back to, the kids are always going to answer that.
Yeah.
Right? And they should. But this is the positive about that, is if that kid says, I want to play with Vasilevsky, what does that tell us that he's doing? He's watching hockey games.
Yes.
So that is a positive.
Very true.
It is our responsibility as goalie coaches to be like, okay, listen, I love the fact that you're watching and you want to play like Vasilevsky, but here's a goalie in the NHL that is roughly your same size in your frame, has roughly the same mobility issues in terms of like hip impingements and all that stuff. Skate skills, kind of the same thing. Now, okay, let's tailor your game after this guy. And then now that's the responsibility of us to say, this is what this guy who fits your game does to have success. And I'm glad that you want to be like Vasilevsky. We can try and put some of that stuff into your game.
It's very frustrating to try to play like someone you're not, because you will get confused at why you're doing everything they're doing and it's not working. You're still getting scored on. And so I can speak on personal experience. When I was in Manitoba, the goalie coach there was a great guy and everything, but a lot of the times he would say, like, play like Comrie or watch Eric. And Eric, Comrie, and I are completely different goalies. He's super flexible, way better skater. He's a little shorter. Like, there's so many different things in our games, and I was driving myself crazy trying to be like Coms, like stretching all the time, trying to make split saves that were just outside of my skill set, and I was going crazy. And I didn't realize that till after that. Probably wasn't the best way to go about coaching.
No, and then it comes back to, in terms of the responsibility of the goalie coach. If the goalie coach is telling you play like comms, and it's not working for you, when they had a guy who fit closer to your game's style and size and structure and frame in the NHL named Connor Hellebuck, who's a pretty good goalie, why wasn't it, hey, Jamie, let's watch what Connor's doing because this is going to have success for you rather than trying to play like a guy 4 inches shorter than you but much more athletic and explosive. You guys have to find out what works individually for that goalie. It can't be, I want to play like this, so I'm going to, and not have success.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, is it more important to look like Carey Price and have a .900 save percentage or look like Roberto Luongo and have a .935 save percentage?
Exactly.
Right? Because it's going to fit your game better.
Yeah.
We're not comparing Connor Price versus Luongo. They're both
Connor Price?
Whatever. They're both Hall of Fame goalies. But Jamie Phillips is not a Hall of Fame goalie.
Definitely not a Hall of Fame goalie. So watch, we encourage you to watch as much hockey as you can, absorb everything, but take bits and pieces from different goalies. Don't take the whole puzzle and try to create that into yourself.